Hey everybody, welcome back to this practical example for the Python Object-Oriented Programming Part 2. So in the first part, we created a normal server that can get some request and send a response. So let's run quickly and see how this is working. So let's run it here. And if this is the server, that is the response we get. So if we save here, we have a resend. So last time we sent we created the form. So if I put 7 habits again, or whatever the book name, let's call STM32 tutorial, like this. I think I wrote tortilla, and I got this kind of text. So now what we are going to take is to get this data, convert it to a dictionary, and why we need to do that is to have a more readability or a better way to read this data, confirm that the data is okay, and then send it to the API. So let's start with the first step and changing from a string to a dictionary. So what we need to do then is to start by creating a static function that will change the text to a dictionary. And this is a little bit, can be a little bit overwhelming, but let me drive you within the creation of this method. Okay, so we have to use a static method because it's just a function doing something outside that it's not really connected with the server thing. And let's call it string to dict. Okay, so let's dev here, string to dict like this. And that function will just need to get a string. Okay, perfect. So after that, or let's call it, sorry, not here, a form string, just to avoid a form string like this. And then let's start working with that. So first of all, what we need to get is to create the dictionary form that we will have will be equal, and just please keep up with me. So what we receive here is we do have b title is equal to STM32 plus tutorial. So the equal sign is the one that we can use to move from a string to a list. And we are going to create list based on that. And if you do have not only one element, but many elements in a form, that you will have then each one of the element will be here and attached with the and sign. So better to have an overall example to split first using the and sign and then split everything using the equal sign. And so that will be something like this. So we will have a dict. We would like to create dictionary of 2 lists. Well, let's call them X and Y. So it will be a tuple X and Y. But what we need to have for this 2 list is to strip them. So we have to strip this 2 list. Okay. And here also strip. And this is a normal function to create a dictionary. But we still have the issue here. They say X and Y. From where are they coming? So let's define the X and Y. So X and Y are the tuple, X and Y here, which are created, let's put for X and Y in, and we need to open again. So here where we are going to create our list. So it will be element like this, element like this in, so dot split. So we are splitting this element, which put here the equal. Let's go and create the equal sign here for this element. So the split, and go here, and we are going to define the element for element in the form string dot split like this, and using the and sign. Okay, so what will happen is, first of all, we are going to take this form string, and as I said, we may have the and if we have many inputs to make. That will be not only the b title, but we will have other one, and that's why I insisted to add this one here. So after that, we are going to split it. So we are going to create a list we are going to create a list where each element of the list will be the one differentiated by the end. And after that, after creating this one, we will have another split of this element using equal. So that will be a list which is splitted by the element with the equal sign. And X will be taking all the left side, where the Y will be taking all the right sides. And then we will have these two lists, X and Y. One will be having the items and the other one will have the values here. And this will generate a dictionary. And by the end of this method, we can just return the dictionary form that we do have. Okay, so let's go quickly and come here and try to see what would be the result. So we call it also dict form, and this will be equal self to dict string. Where is it? We call it here string to dictionary. Okay, so we bring it here, string to dictionary, and we add the form here that we do have. So let's check the result by printing it and seeing if all is good with the code. Okay, let's save and stop the server, rerun it again. Okay, the server is running. So let's refresh here, resend, and you can see now what we do have. So the previous call was a string, but now you can see I do have a dictionary which is having the title or the B title here, and the value is in the place of the value, which is perfect. So now our data is much better to use and to play with. Okay, that's fantastic. So after that, what we need to do, so we do have the split. So let's move this one to a new method. Let's create a method which is not a static. That will be starting, this method will be starting to update this HTML. We're not going to do this within this session today, but will be the preparation step or the math before that. So let's create this method here. And we put def, and we call search book, for example. No, this one will be update for HTML. We are going to update HTML. And that will be receiving HTML. And this one would be using the self as its normal method, and also receiving the form dictionary or the same, the dictionary form, for example, like this one. Okay, perfect. So let's go and start using this one. So first of all, what we need to get is the data, and the data from the API. So let's say equal, let's data, and data will be equal, we call it a search book. So self dot search book method. So we are going to create this one, search book. Let's make a B capital letter, book method, and we are going to pass here the dictionary form like this, and we are going to, as it's a dictionary, we need to get only the value of this one. So dictionary form of the B title. Okay. Okay, fantastic. So let's create this method, and this method will be just same as the one we have seen when we worked with the class method. So it will be a static method. So we can go here and create a static method to make the API call. So let's copy this one, search book, as a static method. So let's go here and static method, and then we define it like this. That will be receiving all the search word, for example, search word like this. And let's start. So for this one, same exactly as we have done in the previous code. So I will not spend time retaping the whole code together. So I will put it here, and we will get back data. But yeah, as you can see here, there is book name.replace, and this is, I will change book name by search word. Yeah, it's actually a book name that we are looking for, so it makes more sense to call it a book name here. Okay, and for this one, the JSON and URL library. So I will go back on the top and import the URL lib.request, and also import the JSON library so we can get the right format. Okay, so better now to make a small break and rerun the code again to be sure that the data that we are receiving is correct. So we should receive a lot of data coming from the research that we do. So let's print it here. And here we need to add the self.search. No, it's actually the update HTML. And we are going to pass the dictionary form. Okay, so let's put, I think we don't need this one anymore at all. And let's close the server and clean our console so we have a good view. So, and let's rerun it again. Okay, things are starting. So let's run this one from the beginning and search for a word, let's say Python, for example. And let's see what happens. So you can see that the API is working. We are receiving all the data we need, everything we need, and it's huge gibberish data. So I'm not going back to see how this API is created, so as we have seen it before. So, but now what we are going to do is to loop through all the list of books that we get and to use our book class to classify and get a special, create a special object and to see if everything is going well. So let's go here back. Oh, no, sorry, not here. Go back to our HTML update. And what we are going to do is to loop through, to go through the items in the data. Okay, so for item in, we go data here and we look for the items that will be coming inside the API. So for item in, just not for from, is for item on this one. So what we are going to do on this one is we are going to try like this. We are going to try, and here we are going to take myBook, and this is the object that we created through our tutorial, and try to put that item inside our object, and we are going to use the class method we have created previously. So let's try to do it now. So it will be book and dot. After that, we will have the create book class, and we are going to pass the item here. Okay, so to be 100% sure, we can print after that myBook, just to see, because by printing myBook, we already defined the special or the denda method here. That's a moment. Oh, we don't have it. Oh, no, this is the str. We don't have a denda method, so we can create quickly here a denda method. So def here, and we go the str here, and this is what we will be displaying if we would like to print the book. So what we can do is return, and we can add self.title, and by, let's say, plus here, put like this, and another plus by, oh sorry, should be the by here, like this, and we add self.authors, actually authors str, because we created this author str that will join the list of authors. Okay, so let's go here, print book, and for the except, we can put exception as an E. So we will see what happens if there is an error, and usually there will be sometimes some book coming from the API which will not have some of the fields, okay? And we are going to print E. Perfect. So now what will happen is we are going to get all this API, pass the API data to an object, and we are going to filter only the data that we need, and we are going to print this object using this addenda method or special method that we have seen previously in the tutorial, and get a view of that object that will be created. So to see that, let's close the server, clean the console again, rerun the server, and let's take a look on how things will go. So we do have our server. Let's run it again, and let's go for Python, for example. Okay, so what we see here is we do have all the books. There is a list of books, and sometimes we do have here page count, and this is the error where they couldn't find the page count in the book, so we are going to skip. And after that, we have all the list of books that have the Python words and the person who made it, and that's working perfectly. So this is what we wanted to do this time within this part to not make it too long. And in the next episode, what we are going to do is to create the HTML that will be added here using some other methods to move on with that. So I hope you enjoyed this episode to learn more how to understand the objects, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.